Hi guys, I hope you're well. So today I'm actually doing a part 2 that is not my original part 2 about the story of Tyrese Gibson. I was actually supposed to put my other part 2 in the day after I put up my part 1. And unfortunately, well, I didn't. But I was on the internet, and the thing that actually shocked me about all of the story about Tyrese is the lack of support that Tyrese actually had amongst people, amongst black people, amongst people in general. So there were a couple of videos that came out on the same day, and the first video that really did shock me was the video from Soul Fox where there's Jordan, this lady Jordan and her two friends over there. And the second video is about a YouTuber, OJ or O'Shea, something like that, and we'll come back to him later. And I was really shocked about the fact that this man, and I think if you know a little bit about Tyrese, he loves his kids. His kids are his everything. When he cried for Shea first time, that's what he wanted. He had not seen his child for 2 months. He was paying child support. He just wanted to spend time with his child. He said that. This child right here, he also wants to spend time with his child. He wants to make sure that his children are well taken off. It's not about the mom. It's not paying spouse support. It's paying child support. And unfortunately, what I've realized is, especially the first video has really turned me crazy, because not only they don't actually support the man, which is absolutely their choice, but they go against, they don't even know what's going on. Because I think if you want to come on YouTube and talk about the subject, especially when it's at that level, not YouTubers like us, the faceless and whatever, you at least have to know what you're talking about. These people are saying if you don't care, if you want to care, you should pay. It's $120,000 a year is nothing. Even I can do that. He's following the law. There is a law for California. There is a law for Georgia. And if the judge is not being fair about that law, there's a problem. And I think it's so sad that people actually go, and you can say whatever you want about that man. He's definitely about his kids. He has never lied about it. It is as clear as air. He loves those kids. He works for those kids. Let's actually watch part of the video and we'll come back to comment.
All right, y'all. Hey, Tyrese has been ordered to pay a total of $636.
I'm just confused. What is going on with Tyrese? Now it's like, I don't get it. He says the craziest and the wildest things when around this type of stuff. Do you guys remember in 2017? I don't know if you remember the first custody battle that he had with his first child. What was her name? She's like 15 now. You remember back in 2017? Oh, yeah. That he had those issues, and they showed in his court documents that he was making like $100 and some thousand a month, but he says his expenses are too high, $7,500 for child care, $9,000 for food. And do you also remember at that time, Will and Jada gave him $5 million to help with his legal woes with these kids? So I'm just not understanding. He's a part of a franchise. He's doing his 8th movie.
That's the first thing I want to talk about. People have decided that money doesn't have value anymore. A lot of grown people don't even need $10,000 to live a month. If the system is telling you, even though you're rich, you have to pay a certain amount and you think that is not right, you're allowed to speak your mind as a human being and say that you think it's too much. You're allowed to do so. And it is. I mean, it just goes to show that some people in America make like $1,000 a month and they can live with that with their family and blah, blah, blah. So we do know that it's a crazy amount to talk about. And anyway, today he's paying the 12 plus 12,000 K to his child. He even bought her a car, blah, blah, blah. He loves the kids. But we all know that most of that money is not going to the kid, it's going to the mama.
He gets $3 to $5 million a movie. He's done 8 of them. The next one's coming up. Why is he so broke? Why is he broke? Proving a point due to interest, and now they tacked on the lawyer's fees. You now owe close to $700,000. How much sense does that make?
None. Q, what you think about this?
His ego getting the best of him. I think Tyrese has a combination of ego and a little bit of mental illness in there. The fact that this man...
Now they're insulting the guy. Again, this is something that he has explained. You don't even have to go and look far from in it. You say that he has a prenup with wife number 2, and the prenup actually stated that if they actually have to separate, he has to pay his legal fees as much as the wife has to pay her legal fees. And now she doesn't actually have the money to pay, and she's trying to get Tyrese to pay for that. When we draw prenups, is because we want, in case of bad things happening, we want the prenup to actually have meaning. But some people are always like that. You have a prenup, and then when you want to get divorced, they start saying, oh, I didn't agree with the prenup, or something. No, the prenup was there for everybody to know. But unfortunately, again, they are in court about it. You know, even though you have a prenup and it's written in black and white, the judge or whomever can overturn the meaning of the prenup.
And number one, you don't get on social media and slam a judge until your case is over, all right? You know, yeah, the law should be fair, but people are still people and they have emotions. And where there's room for them to exert their dominance, their power, or manipulate whatever to get back at you, they will do it. We saw that with this judge.
So he did these 2 videos. So let's go to this one.
The brother can blow. 2000, all right? And he's a damn good actor. So within that time frame, Tyrese, when he was making money in acting, when he was making money in singing, he never thought about, at any given time, maybe I should be the one to open up something for black male media. Because then I wouldn't have to call out Essence. Then I wouldn't have to call out Ebony, BET, the New York Journal. In most of these outlets, he thinks that are allies, in my honest opinion, are very anti-black male. But here we go again with us as black men not wanting to run our own media industry. And so that's why you don't get no respect, me included.
I believe that what we have to actually look at is the fact that Tyrese, he's a man who's trying to spend time, a black man who's trying to spend time with his kids. And we know that a lot of our people, not the married one, but the people who have baby mamas everywhere, the one, her sister, her neighbor, they have kids with everybody. They never spend time with those kids. And now you have somebody like that about to be divorced, but wants to make sure that he's a dad to those kids and is there as much as he can physically with those kids. I was actually shocked by the first comment, because when I watched this, I was really surprised, and I was happy that a lot of people actually do agree. A comment out here is, men often mention the male suicide rate and the society doesn't care about men emotion, but we have no problem making a mockery of a man for crying and being hurt like Tyrese. We are our own worst enemy. Can you believe this? This man is trying to fight to actually be with his kids. Some people are taking that to say, well, he never did anything for black people. If we have to wait every single time that somebody does something for us before we actually do something for them, we would never be helping nobody. This is run by a man who is called O'Shea Duke Jackson. O'Shea Duke Jackson. So he has, I don't know actually why he has 2 channels. He does whatever he wants to do sometimes. Actually, the channels are really interesting. I listen to it sometimes, but I really didn't agree with what he said here. I agree with the fact that Tyrese is an incredible actor and singer, performer, entertainer, and that obviously he does spend too much time on the internet, sharing too much. I agree with that part. But the fact that we don't have to support it because he has money and he should just cough out the money because he has it, that's not fair. That's not fair. He worked for his money. Why the hell is it not going to be upheld by the same law as, everybody? Everybody agreed that the judge is actually not doing well because he decided to go and take California rate to try to apply them in Georgia. It's not normal because it's not the same rates. And why are you going to give like a 2-year-old the same amount that you give for a 15-year-old? Anyway, let's not go there, but a 2-year-old does not need $12,000 a month. That money is going to mama.
My father told me something that was so profound when they granted at the time he didn't know I was gay. But he said, if ever you got into a situation with a woman, he said, honestly and truthfully, what you want is to be on child support because it is on paper, it is clear, it's defined, there's no room for ambiguity.
And again, Tyrese is not actually stating that he doesn't want to pay child support. How is it that we can come on such a show and not know that? It's surprising to me. He even said that while the amount had not been decided by court, he was already giving his ex-wife some money based on that rate, Georgia's rate.
Tyrese, if you're watching the show right now, hopefully you are, I wish you would have a little less shenanigans in your life and more music and acting because you're really good. You're really talented.
That part, we definitely all agree. I agree that after all this, maybe, and that actually goes to every single person out there that is in the public light, if you can actually help, you don't have to help every day, but once a year, organize something, go to schools and talk about what you do and how we can do something. It would be great. It's not only Tyrese, but he's really good at what he does. And hopefully, really, I mean, if you have done this twice, hopefully third time is not going to be a charm and we're not going to hear about like you having problems again and having another kid and be fighting because he's really good. I've actually never seen Tyrese in something I'm like, ooh, this is so bad. And I think that it's sad though to see somebody who is so talented and know more about how crazy his personal life is. I agree.
Would you not want to take care of a child that you created? You jipping the mother out of $8,000 a month, giving her $2 when you're supposed to give her $10. You're hurting a child.
This guy is so wrong. Again, I've already talked about this, but I think that he does not know Tyrese. Anyway.
That child should have access to and be living the same life you living. So I tell you what you do, Tyrese. If you don't want to pay it, go get full custody of the child and take care of the child.
I think he would really love that, by the way. I think if he could get his kids, he looks like somebody who would accept that in a heartbeat. And I think that these women, if you're going to fight for your kid, now you have gotten the money for your kid, why the hell are you asking for him to now pay for your legal fees?
I'm on the Z list. If I even made the list, all right? I'm a YouTuber. I can forego $120,000 and still maintain my life. Mm-hmm. So that being said, and I am on the Z list. Tyrese is on the A list. So brother, if my broke ass can forego 120 and still live comfortably, you damn sure can do it.
Again, anyway, third part, we're going to actually say this, but he didn't say that he didn't want to pay. He said he wanted a fair trial. Fair trial, amount of the child support should be based on Georgia states, and should be fair, and he shouldn't have to pay for his wife lawyers. That's the thing. The sad part about all this, again, is the lawyers always pay. You know what? Because most of the money now, instead of even actually settling in them, they are actually giving that money to lawyers, which is just kind of sad. But the fact that people are criticizing him, they're making him pass like a deadbeat dad, and I just think that that is absolutely the opposite of what Tyrese wants to portray, to show, or is even doing. Because if you go on the internet, you will find out that he bought like even cars for the daughter that is 15. He cares about his kids. He just don't want the ex-wife to to be more comfortable in the money he's giving for his kids. But I understand that usually when you give out money, obviously, baby's 2 years old, the baby's not going to go and buy herself things for herself. But if the mom is more comfortable for the kid, it's also a good thing. But I think that it's sad that people criticize him, because if you have not done anything for the community, why the hell should we help you? And trying to show that he's not a good father, which is absolutely not the case. I don't know him, never met him. And clearly everything that he has shown us, even when he was crying in the first video, he was crying to actually see his kid. With everything that we have in our community, that is the thing that should be praised. My opinion. Anyway, tell me what you think in the comment section. Hope you do well. Take care. Bye bye. Faceless here. Ciao.